Good morning, children. This is B. Madhavi. I am working in Telangana State Model School Junior College, Nellikuduru, Mahabad district. I have already discussed the chapter respiration of 10th class biology, and in that we have discussed the human respiration, and after that all of you are well versed with the content of respiration, how it occurs in the human beings, and the events of it, the respiration as well. And today in this class, I want to discuss the cellular respiration. So, the cellular respiration is nothing but the respiration which occurs in each and every cell of the living organisms. All of you know that living organisms are of two types, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In 9th class first lesson you have studied about this. Whereas the prokaryotes are nothing but pro means before, karyo means nucleus. The animals or the living organisms without proper nucleus comes under prokaryotes. Here in this, the process of respiration occurs in the cytoplasm. And coming to the eukaryotes, eu means true, karyo means nucleus. The living organisms which have the true nucleus, in those organisms, the process of respiration occurs in the cytoplasm as well as mitochondria. The mitochondria is known as the cell organelle which is well versed, which is full of ATP. So that we call it as cell currency. So coming to the structure of the mitochondria is a discoid structure which contains the two layers, and inside that we can see the inner foldings known as cristae. And here this cristae, in this cristae we can see the process of respiration. This is known as the outer membrane. And inside we can see the inner membrane. The foldings are known as cristae. So, have you understood, children? Here, the process of cellular respiration, that means each and every cell of the living organisms, the respiration occurs. What is respiration? The oxygen which was taken inside the lungs will be supplied to all over the organisms at cellular level. Why? Because the cell will get the energy by breaking up the food materials which was taken. So the oxygen is very much necessary. Oxygen should reach each and every cell of the organism. So for this process of cellular respiration, we can see which it will occurs in the cytoplasm in bacteria, and it occurs in cytoplasm as well as mitochondria in the higher organisms, that is eukaryotes. Coming to the structure of the mitochondria, it is the double layered membrane, and it contains the outer membrane as well as inner membrane. The foldings are known as cristae. Here we can see the outer membrane and inner membrane helps in the process of cellular respiration. So after that, the respiration is of two types, aerobic as well as anaerobic respiration. And so the respiration, the oxygen which was going inside the cell mixes with the red color part known as hemoglobin. So hemoglobin combines with the oxygen and forms the oxyhemoglobin. It is like this. And here hemoglobin plus oxygen becomes hemoglobin oxide, that is oxyhemoglobin in lungs, and here this becomes HPO2 4 and hemoglobin plus oxygen in tissues. Understood, children? And after this we can discuss the two types of respirations, aerobic as well as anaerobic respirations. So aerobic means this respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic means without oxygen, that means there is no oxygen. So the process of respiration is of two types. Why there is the difference between the types of respirations? Here the process which occurs in the presence of oxygen is nothing but aerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration we can see the glucose or the food materials what we are taking are broken down into simple molecules. All of you know we'll take the glucose. So glucose breaks down by the process called as glycolysis. Glyco means glucose, lysis means breaking. Glyco means glucose, lysis means breaking. So the oxygen which is present in the cells, that is tissues, will broken down. The oxygen helps for the broken down of the food materials, and this process is common for both aerobic as well as anaerobic respirations. That means the respiration is of two types, aerobic, that means in the presence of oxygen, anaerobic without oxygen. Even though there are two processes, first step in the respiration is common for both types of respirations. First step is glycolysis. So here in aerobic respiration the end products are carbon dioxide and water. Okay, is it clear? After that we will discuss the anaerobic respiration. So anaerobic means anaerobic. In anaerobic respiration also the first step is common. The glucose it breaks into by the process called glycolysis and forms the pyruvate molecule. And after that, this aerobic respiration, the end products may be of two types. First one is lactic acid. Okay. Second one may be ethanol plus carbon dioxide. Here also we will get the carbon dioxide. In which conditions lactic acid can be formed? In oxygen depth conditions. That means what is oxygen depth? Usually we will inhale oxygen and we will release carbon dioxide. But in some conditions like strenuous conditions, while jogging, running and doing whole day hard work, at those times the lactic acid formation will be more, as well as in human beings also. So sometimes in police constable tests, if they go for 100 meters running without taking a breath, so in those conditions lactic acid may be formed. So sometimes what happens, some participants may fall down and they may collapse, they may get collapsed and it may lead to death. Why? Because that condition is oxygen depth condition. So in aerobic respiration, which may occur in, usually it occurs in lower organisms like bacteria, and it helps for the process of fermentation. If you see in the first case, the lactic acid may be formed in the tissues because of strenuous conditions. In the human beings, it may occur whenever we go for running, jogging, as well as in the athletes who are participating in 100 meters running. They may not take a breath for till the completion of that event. So in those times also lactic acid may be formed. And in the second step, the ethanol or ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide is formed. These two may occur in anaerobic respiration. So if you see, this is nothing but the process of fermentation. What is fermentation? Fermentation is nothing but one kind of anaerobic respiration which occurs in the presence of yeast. Best example is yeast. The yeast, whenever, if you see the bakery items, all of us will like the cakes as well as bread. How it is occurring? The dough, maida dough will be added with the yeast. So it helps in the process of fermentation. The fermentation is the process of anaerobic respiration by which bread can be prepared as well as ethyl alcohol can be prepared. This process can be utilized in alcohol or beverage industries. So to form the alcohol, it is used. This process is used in beverage industries. So with this, I think all of you have understood that the respiration in the organisms is of two types, aerobic as well as anaerobic. So aerobic respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic conditions is nothing but